We have another theist who called with the name Benevolent Misogyny. Misogyny spelled wrong. So let's see how this is going to go. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
How's it going?
Fantastic. It is a beautiful day.
Wonderful. Wonderful. You're in California, so I'm sure it is a beautiful day.
Yeah. California's a nice place.
It is. So what did you want to talk to us today? I
just heard a lot of prognosticating and, making pronouncements from women about what it is to be a man. And I always wondered if it was like the opposite way. Would women get it? Like, imagine if a man was sitting there and going, only real women take nuts to the face. Would you women like that?
Wait, do you feel like, I would love to know what you're referring to when you say that, like, we talk about what a real man
I just heard, maybe men would get better in touch with their, inner emotions. And I feel men should be showing that that's not what men do. Like, men show their friendship and their loyalty completely differently than women. And you're trying to make men into women. I've had friends since I was 4 years old. And I've never once sat there and had these intimate discussions. I've had guys call me back, hey bro, what should I do with this? And I'll give advice. But real men, we would just know on a moment's notice we'd live and die for one another. We don't have to be talking about it. I think that's the difference.
I think...
have you ever talked to anybody that's in a military unit? Like in a special forces unit? They're closer with their battalions and their unit. Their unit than any wife or children. Example. They're closer with their unit. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up a military example. Sure. Okay. Go ahead. No, you could go ahead.
No, there's that saying that the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. So it doesn't really matter about it's the experiences that you go through and the commitments you make to people, not just familial links, are what makes someone close. And I think going to war and killing and to face death when you put a man's hands in your life in your hands and you put your hands in his, that's a different experience.
So, totally.
And that's an experience I don't think women will ever understand.
Putting your life on the line for a person that you don't know beyond being in this relationship with, being in this, that context of being at war or whatever. Is that not extreme vulnerability? Putting your life on the line I cannot imagine anything more vulnerable than the physical vulnerability and the mental, emotional vulnerability of knowing that you're going to put your life on the line. And there's a public speaker, her name's Brene Brown. She's written many books about vulnerability and its role in leadership. And it actually might be an interesting person. I think she's done TED Talks and stuff like that. So you don't have to read an entire book to get her spiel. But she talks a lot about this, and you might find it interesting because one of the anecdotes that she has in one of her books is she was at this point in her career, she was doing a lot of leadership conferences, talking to corporate America, blah, blah, blah. She got invited to an event where she was going to speak to a whole bunch of veterans, and they were older men. And she's on the side of the stage and she's like, what the hell am I going to say to these men? They don't want to hear about vulnerability in workplaces. I'm not qualified for this. That's crazy. And what she ended up doing is she went out onto the stage and she asked the crowd, can you think of a single moment of courage that did not require extreme vulnerability? And not a single hand went up in that room. And so I think there is a misconception on the role of vulnerability in what courage is, in what masculinity is. And at the end of the day, I don't really, if the friendships that you have work for you, then I'm so happy for you. I don't have any interest in changing what works for people. But if you're presenting me with a question and with a problem, I can tell you what does work for people, and vulnerability creates connection. Like, and we see that replicated over and over and over again.
You taught, this is, again, that's for in a woman's point of view, of course, but in a man's point of view, it doesn't.
No,
because
it's across the board. I just explained. I just explained. Well, hold on a second. I just want to make sure that you heard.
But you talk over your clients. Is that what a therapist does? They talk over the clients, or?
I'm not. First of all, I'm not a therapist, and also, you're not paying me. You're not paying me. You're not my client.
I thought we were having a form. No, but I'm just saying, I thought we were having a polite discussion, and you rambled on for a long time about things that had no tangential connection to anything I said, and then you just move on. How is the things that you are explicating that have been explicated for the the things that you're explicating have been babbled to men for the last 40 years.
She was responding directly to what you said.
Look, this is why.
I muted you because this is a show that I'm a host on, and so I can do whatever I want because you're not a client and you don't pay me for this time. So I can do whatever I want. Okay? So I'm going to get that out of the way. And also, you obviously didn't listen to anything I said, because what I said was actually in direct response to what you said, which was that vulnerability is not important. But I'm telling you, it is important because that's my job. And I have read plenty of research to align with the fact that it is important. And also, one of the things that takes extreme vulnerability is going to war and protecting other people, specifically ones that you barely know. So what are you talking about that it's not related? What? I'm going to unmute you now. Oh my God, did you talk that whole time?
You just witnessed. No, I didn't say anything. I was waiting for you. I mean, can I respond now or no?
Yes.
First of all, war and going to war, and have you ever been in a situation where you've had to kill or be killed, ma'am?
No.
You don't. It's not a presuppositional mind process. You know who Chesty Puller is, ma'am? The most decorated United States Marine of all time. You know what he talked about when he had to jump into multiple pillboxes and flamethrower Japanese men alive? You know what he talked about? I didn't feel anything. I just did it. I didn't feel anything. I just did it. And you see, that's the difference. You're talking about feelings, and in war, you let go. You say a prayer to the Lord, and you're ready to die. It's not this hand holding like, oh, we're going to be vulnerable together, guys. This is my whole point. You look at it in the paradigm of vaginosis. You look at it through the world of a woman.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
Hello?
That is the way that you look through you have a view of the world that is completely engulfed through the lens of a vagina. You do not even know. You've never been in a situation where you had to kill somebody, and you're going to tell men that go and kill everybody every day.
What about women who go to war?
Are you telling me that? Okay, I'll ask you a simple question. Are women in the front lines tearing men's eyes out? Are they in the front lines in combat situations tearing men's eyes out, using their knife to embowel people? No.
Sometimes they're in combat. Why are you acting like they're never in combat?
No, they're not in frontline combat, ma'am. They're not in frontline combat like that. No, they're not, ma'am. They're
never in dangerous situations.
Women
where
are lateral support.
That never
Women
happens.
are lateral support.
Women are lateral support. We said. He said women are lateral support. They're never in combat. This guy. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay.
Hey,
sorry. I'm unmuting you now. Sorry. I want to just to like get a baseline.
And this is what I was trying to say.
Are you
somebody like a woman? A woman would take great offense. You would take great offense to a man telling you what it was like to have a pregnancy, but you're going to tell men what it's like to kill other men.
No, I'm not. I'm not telling men what it's like to kill other men.
This is my whole point about women. You babble about shit you don't know about under the protection of the men you hate.
I like how she was like giving a compliment and you are mad about it. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre that like you get angry at the thought of being vulnerable when it's a compliment. Like everything she was saying was very kind towards men in general. Like I don't understand what makes you so upset about it. It's so weird.
Ma'am. Ma'am, everything that you think, do, and have is under the good graces of men.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. This guy sucks. This guy sucks. And also, I'm going to unmute him for 1 second because I want to make sure that he's not talking over me.
You want me to
Sir,
prove
are
it
you
to you, or
listening?
you just want to babble?
Sir, are you listening? Sir, are you
want to
listening?
prove? Well, I can prove it to you.
Sir, are you listening to what I'm saying? Sir, I'm not asking you to prove shit
are you
to me.
listening? Women never.
Okay, I'm muting him. He's saying that I can never listen, but he has literally not shut up this entire call. Okay.
Yep.
Here's my thing. You're telling me that when we're having conversations about men being lonely, many times that is in conjunction with being able to have dates, be in relationship with women. Us as women are going to tell you, hey, here's the cheat code. Here's the thing that's going to work for me.
Right.
But then this random guy who literally can't spell and also has zero capability of listening and also won't even tell us his name. Very brave of you.
Yeah, very manly.
Very manly, very brave. You're telling me that I'm giving you as a woman the cheat code, but I'm wrong? But then it's also a situation where I can't have a man tell me what it's like to be pregnant. Is that not the same fucking thing? I'm giving you the answer to the question that you want from the source, which is a woman, and that's not, we don't like it. And then all of the years of my professional career that I've spent studying relationships mean nothing to this random person who's then gonna call me and tell me I'm yapping?
Yeah. It's just like, and it kind of, I feel like there are certain men who are angry at what society is like now, where women have more opportunities and like the strongest people aren't always the ones with power, if that makes sense. Like a lot of, I feel like they are so used to men, as long as they're physical and strong, that means they get to be in charge of everything. But now in society, we're living in a time where intelligence and stuff like that, and different skills are really important and like prized. So I think that like really pisses them off sometimes. So I think, I think men are angry when the patriarchy starts to no longer, and it's still very much a thing, but when it slowly starts to dissipate, I think it pisses them off.
Yeah, 100%. He's actually still on the line. He's muted, but I'm going to unmute him and see if, I don't know, if he was listening at all. Let's see.
Where to begin? First of all, you're seeing in the world right now that violence is the ultimate determinant of authority. Without violence, there is no authority. Violence is the authority to which all authority derives.
Sir.
Are you married? Reality. Do you have a girlfriend, or is this just like...
Ma'am, I have been engaged many a time. No, please. Now, again, the female shaming tactic. You want to get personal? I can get personal and ask how many dicks have you been
engaged many a time.
Do you want to be polite? Do you want to be polite or no? Do you want to be polite or no? You want to be polite?
You've been rude this entire call.
Yeah,
you've been rude this entire call.
Ma'am, I was being very polite and acknowledging and responding to a point. And then you said, have you ever been married in a passive-aggressive way, like bitches don't suck my dick? Now stop.
Okay, I just dropped him, and I think we get to ban him because that was crazy. Also, engaged many times, but cannot close the deal. I wonder why.
I know. I only asked. I only asked him that question because I wanted to ask, like, you didn't have to be vulnerable with that person, like, at all, like, as in your like your spouse or whatever. But I guess he believed I was going the incel route and got really pissed off. So
yeah,
that really triggered the shit out of him.
That was crazy. What an insane human being. I've never seen a man so emotional in my life. You tell a man to be vulnerable.
He's angry and yeah, they say women are like so emotional, but it's only because they don't see anger as an emotion, because he was extremely emotional.
He was so crazy. That was crazy. And, you can't.
And also,
ma'am,
sorry,
ma'am.
And also saying women in the military never get put in dangerous situations is crazy. That's crazy work.
Dude.
Like,
it's, you know, it's like people that someone, Rainbow Ash in the chat is like, can we call back Toby? Because that was, yeah, that was crazy. And it's also like sometimes you meet a person and you're like, actually, you are not redeemable. You are down a spiral that is so, this is not, I don't actually, there's no conversation that we could have had today that would made a difference for him, unfortunately.
No, he was not interested in having conversation.
No, he was interested in saying ma'am, 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 until he was allowed to swap the word out with bitch instead.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. I also, did he say that he is a veteran?
I don't think he said, but he made it sound that way.
Because but here's the thing. I think that if he was, for a person who was talking about the military so much, you would think that he would mention it, like he would speak from his own experience, which leads me to believe that he's not a veteran, which means he's just obsessed with with other people who have served, but like was too scared to do it himself.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if he was in the military, he would have said that, and I think that he probably wasn't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's great. Yeah, like some people are saying what Brent in the chat is saying, it was heavily implied, but I feel like for a person like that, he would have said it. Like we wouldn't have even need to imply.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. I did not realize that asking him that question was going to like trigger him so bad. So I think that just sent him over the edge. Whoopsie.
Hey, this is your reminder to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I will continue to post clips like this from the wonderful shows that I get to do on the line, but there will also be some other fun content that will be on this channel at some point. So it means a lot to me for you to be here and to watch this video on this channel, but please make sure that you are also watching the full show and our clips and all of the other wonderful shows that we have on the line's YouTube channel. It will be linked in the description below. If you are in the mood to anger your weird uncle that you see only on holidays or random people in the mall, you can also check out my merch, which will be linked in my shop, which should be below or somewhere on my profile. If you love the work that we do at The Line, please go to patreon.com/calltheline and you can become one of our wonderful patrons. We love them so much, and we get to make bonus content together and have some other really fun perks. So thank you again for being here. I appreciate it more than you know, and I'll see you in the next one.